Going on, guys? It's your boy JC reporting back with the very first devotional of the channel. Okay. This devotional has to do with basically thinking big, praying big, utilizing imagination. Okay. When we utilize imagination, it's actually a gift from God. Okay. Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all that we ask or imagine, according to the power that he has at work within us. Okay. Now, some of this devotional is definitely going to be testimonial. Okay, when I was young, I've had my fair share of jobs. Okay, when I was young, I used to work at Walmart. Okay, and every time I would clock in and clock out, okay, it was always kind of like I don't know, it was like one of those things where it's like there's got to be more to my life than this. I would wait around, waiting to clock out from my shift, and people would just be waiting with me, looking as miserable as ever. And I'm like, so this is my life. This could be my life if I choose it to be. Okay. Working about 35, 40 years of my life. Okay. Miserable for 8 hours, or depending on how you look at it. Obviously, misery is a choice, but you guys get the idea. Like doing something that you don't want to be doing, basically. Okay, because it is a choice. Okay, we all make choices, and people are choosing to stay there, to not be content or satisfied with what they want for work. And I asked myself, is this what I want for my life? Okay, we for 35, 40 years, like, is this what I truly, truly want my life to be about? Going to work to support my family, not enjoy what I do and dread it. Okay, obviously there's a purpose and a season for everything, but you guys, like, hear me out. Obviously there's certain circumstances to take into account. If God has you in a season, is testing you in somewhere where you're not content with, there's obviously a reason for that. What I'm talking about is a bigger picture. What do you want with your life? What do you want for your life? Okay? It wasn't enough for me. Okay? Now sometimes God places certain itches in our hearts, little tweaks, little impressions, nudges that, you're meant for something more. Like, this isn't it. I don't find that to be an accident, okay? I feel that imagination is a gift from the Lord. A lot of the things that we have today in terms of inventions are from people's imaginations and utilizing them, whether they be for the Lord or not. God still uses people, even sinners like you and me, even people who aren't saved, to accomplish his purposes, okay? Now, where am I getting at here? Okay, how we often think reflects how big our God is. God is not limited by our circumstances. He is limited by the unbelief in our hearts. Okay, that's the truth. It's funny. I heard a quote one time, and it said that, our actions are often a reflection of our heart. If our actions aren't right, our heart isn't right. Okay? It all adds up, guys. Okay? What am I trying to get at here? Whatever you're dreaming about, whatever you're thinking that you want to do with your life, and it's a good thing, it's good, okay? Don't take it for granted. Seek God. Sometimes we often think, oh, it's just, me imagining things. Okay, yeah, you are. But what if I told you that there's a reason why you're doing that? What if I told you that the Holy Spirit is working inside of you to let you know that what is truly possible because of what you could accomplish in a relationship with God? Okay? I don't think people really take seriously, imagination. He taught me a lot about imagination about 4 to 5 years ago. I never really thought anything of it. I thought thoughts are just our thoughts, okay? But our God imagined us, and we're created in his likeness. We are made in his image, okay? There had to have been imagination before we began, okay? Isn't that beautiful how that comes about? I mean, just look at creation. Okay, it speaks for itself. Romans 1:20, for his invisible divine attributes are clearly seen, for therefore we are without excuse. Okay, for us to acknowledge, for us to say that there is no God, we are foolish. It literally says in the scriptures. Okay, so if that is the case for you, okay, if you have an itch in your heart for something that you would like to do, I ask you, okay, to not ignore it. I don't feel that you listening to this is an accident. I feel that whatever you want to do, there is a purpose for it because God is a purposeful God. Everything leading up to your point in life right now has happened for a reason. You had to build yourself up. He had to shape you and mold you. All the pain, all the tears, everything that happened to you has led you to this point. And then he just so happened to kind of implement that little itch of what you're exactly destined to do. Okay? It happened to Jesus. Okay? According to scriptures. Now, I don't have the exact scriptural references to back this up, but from what I understand and from what I read and from what I have heard, based on evidence, that he started his ministry like at 30 and he died at 33. So he was being prepped, sculpted. He was in the wilderness with Satan. Satan was tempting him at his weakest point. He went through trials and tribulations to be tested as a man. Okay, he was getting ready for the weight that he was going to be carrying. Okay, same thing for you. What you have in mind, okay, isn't what God will have in mind. Okay, it's going to be so much bigger, so much better than you could even imagine. Okay, if you are asking God to be in a position of influence, a job, a career, a goal, whatever it may be, okay, delay is not denial. Okay? Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. He must prep you for the weight of glory that he wants to bring to you, for you to receive your crown. Everything leading up to the point where you're at is not a coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence when it comes to being a follower of Jesus Christ. That's just the facts, okay? And I'm saying this as, in a way, it's very testimonial to me because I've gone through some crap, man, in my life. I dealt with an abusive family member. Okay, I've been ridiculed, mocked, slandered, emotionally, verbally abused. Like I've gotten it. Everyone has a story, but it is your choice on what you want to do with it. We can all play victim, guys. We can all play victim, or we could give it to Jesus Christ and he could use it in your life for you to bring inspiration to the world. Okay? Now, keep in mind too, when we often have dreams and we're envisioning what our life could be about, okay? He will test us, shape our character. He cares more about the content of your character than your just mere happiness or a life of ease, okay? He wants to test you because he wants to trust you. He's not going to give, as a parent, let me rephrase it this way. You're not going to give a 6-year-old keys to the car for him to drive. That's ludicrous. That's just mere stupidity, okay? You have to wait. The kid has to grow up. Well, same thing with us. Sometimes the things that we're often waiting on God for demand a higher purpose, demand a higher responsibility. And sometimes we don't really think about it this way, but when God is testing you in areas of your life that need stripping of pride and selfishness, okay, it's often because he knows that the weight of what he wants to give you is just going to simply crush you, okay? You're not going to be able to enjoy the blessing. It's going to be a burden, okay? Now, that's just the way it is. And it's just like it's so crazy because there are so many stories in the Bible that you could refer to. To name one, I think it's Joseph betrayed by his brothers, and he eventually became king. Like I get David and Joseph mixed up, so please fact check me if you need to. I really don't mind. It's okay, but their stories are similar. But yeah, guys, if whatever tribulation or trials that you're going through right now, and you feel that there's just no way, like what you're imagining your life to be is a complete polar opposite of what you're seeing now, that is an indicator. One of the key indicators that you have a God-sized dream in your heart that you want to accomplish is when you feel so unqualified for it, when you feel like there's no way. Okay, you want to know why? Because a God-sized dream is a dream that you need God to fulfill it. You cannot do it on your own. That's why you must surrender it to him, so that way everything in your dream that you envision for your life, God could be that author and an extension of that dream. Give him the weight that you're not meant to carry. Stop striving so much. Yes, it's good to work hard and be determined, but there's a line where you allow yourself to basically get ahead of God. Okay? If what you're fighting for in life isn't anchored in peace, but in impulse, it's not from God. A dream is not a dream if you have to sin to get there. Okay? It's not in line with the will of God. Anything rooted in despair is sin and is not in the will of God. So if you're in a waiting season right now, right? And if it's a long wait and you feel like giving up and you feel like, "Oh, well maybe it's not what God has for me." No, 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 no. The Bible literally says nothing about giving up. Okay? Giving up. You think Jesus what would have happened if Jesus gave up on us and decided not to get crucified? Think about that for a second. Giving up is the root of it. It stems from despair. It stems from loss of hope. We are not designed to have lack of hope. Okay? Hope is from heaven. Hope is from Jesus Christ. Hope it's what makes it's what gives us meaning. It's what our faith is about. Faith is the substance of things not seen, yet it's the evidence of things hoped for. Okay, the conviction of things not seen, imagination. We don't see it yet, but we see it in our hearts, in our minds. We envision it. But let God take care of the outcome. Okay? So I hope this all made sense. All right, everybody. We have to make sure that our priorities are heaven bound. Okay, sometimes the Lord will prolong the wait because he needs to make sure that your priorities are in check. It's not that he wants nothing. It's not that he doesn't want to bless you. He wants to bless you. But he wants to make sure that you are heaven focused because, in all that we do, we must seek first his kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. It says it right in the scriptures. Okay, guys? So, but yeah, guys, any prayers that you have for me, any recommendations on future lessons that you'd like me to implement, please let me know. Hope everything that I've said in this video came across correct and okay. I'm a little tired, so I apologize if my speech was a little loo. A little loo. All right. So but I love you guys so much and know that I do this because my mission is Christ. In all that I do, I aim to give Christ the glory. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Okay. I optimize all kinds of content on this channel to bring glory to Christ, whether it be gaming, reaction videos. I am literally a student member of Turning Point USA. Okay, I often try to contribute and be involved in somehow, shape, or form, and just spread the message of hope in Jesus. So, but yeah, if you know someone that could use this message, hit them up. Feel free to like, share, and if you want to stick around, sub. It's free, and it helps me, and it helps you to stay up to date on all the latest content that I have to offer. I love you guys so much. I'm praying for you all. And yeah, this is JC signing off for the first devotional of the channel. God bless you guys. Take care. Thank you so much.